I'm sprawled on the couch, legs aching from standing all day. Work was a grind, and all I want is to melt into the cushions, maybe scroll some X posts, numb my brain. My phone buzzes, though. The screen lights up. Uncle Tom. Weird. He's not the texting type. Calls, sure, holidays, birthdays, but random messages? Number I swipe it open. You need to see this, Olivia. I'm sorry, he says. My stomach does a little flip. Sorry for what? Heart's already thudding. I don't like this, but I'm too curious. Fingers shaky, I tap the video. There she is. Sarah, my little sister, 25 and smug as hell, lounging in a lawn chair. Mom and Dad's backyard. I know it from the crooked oak tree, the faded patio table. She's got a drink in hand, ice clinking, grin stretched wide like she owns the world. Come on, she's saying, voice sharp with that edge she gets when she's performing. Olivia's too dumb to ever kick me out. She just lets me stay there rent-free like an idiot. Laughter cuts through, Cousin Jake's hyena cackle, Lindsay's high-pitched giggle, even Dad chuckles, low and gruff. My chest tightens. I hit replay. She's rolling her eyes now, dramatic, like she's on some reality show. She really thinks I'm struggling. Poor little me can't afford my own place, please. I make way more than she even knows, but why waste my money when my idiot sisters got me covered? More laughter. My stomach twists into knots. I'm gripping the phone so hard my knuckles go white. 3 years. 3 damn years she's been crashing in my house, my space. Said she needed help, rough breakup, lost her lease, tears streaming down her face on that call. I just need a little time, Liv, she swore. I'll get back on my feet soon. And I bought it, opened my doors, no rent, no bills, just a roof over her head while she figured it out. Now she's laughing at me on camera, smug and carefree. I hit replay again. Her words slice deeper each time. Too dumb, an idiot. My reality tilts. I'm not tired anymore. I'm awake. I'm still on the couch, but it's like the air's gone thick. Phone's hot in my hand. Sarah's voice echoes in my skull. Too dumb to ever kick me out. I can't unhear it, can't unsee that grin, smug like she's won something. I tap replay, 3rd time, maybe 4th. Her drink sloshes as she leans back. I make way more than she even knows, she says, head shaking in fake pity. Why waste my money when my idiot sister lets me live for free? Laughter again. Jake's louder this time. Dad's chuckle stabs me right in the gut. My house, my rules, my kindness, and she's been playing me. 3 years. Rewind it. She moved in October 2022. Bags dumped in my spare room, eyes red from crying. I just need a little time. Liv, she'd said, voice cracking. I hugged her, told her, stay as long as you need. I meant it back then, thought I was being a good sister, thought family's supposed to help. Now I see it. She didn't need me. She wanted easy. Free rent, free food, my oat milk vanishing every week, my Netflix account hijacked for her late-night binges. I let it slide every time. Stomach's a knot now. Chest feels hollow. I should be shaking mad, screaming, throwing something, but I'm not. I'm still. Air suffocating, but I'm calm, eerie calm, like the quiet before a storm. Phone buzzes again. Uncle Tom. I wasn't sure if I should send this, but you needed to know. I stare at it, fingers hovering. Old me wants to text Sarah, what the hell? Give her a chance to explain. Maybe she was drunk. Maybe she didn't mean it. Old me always gave her the benefit, always smoothed it over. But new me, the one staring at this smug little video, new me's done. I type back, thank you, don't say anything to her, I'll handle it. Hit send. Screen goes dark. I lean back. Couch creaks under me. Mind's racing. She's been lying to my face. 3 years. Pretending to struggle. Milking me dry while she laughs behind my back. I make way more than she even knows. That's the kicker. She's got money, good money, and I'm the fool who didn't ask questions. I don't sleep that night. Eyes on the ceiling. Shadows stretch across the room. Every creaks her coming home, but she doesn't. She's probably still out, partying on my dime. I should be furious. Tears should be coming. Rage should be boiling over. But it's not. It's just this quiet, cold thing settling in my bones. I'm not the idiot she thinks I am, not anymore. She's got no idea what's coming. I almost smile at that. Morning hits, soft light through the blinds. I'm in the kitchen, coffee's brewing, same routine, but I'm different. Sarah strolls in, clueless, stretching her arms dramatically. Morning, she yawns. Damn, I slept like a baby last night. That guest bed's too comfortable. I smile, glad to hear it. She doesn't suspect a thing. She's got no idea I know. She grabs my oat milk, pours coffee, hums like she owns the place. 3 years of this, her taking, me giving, no questions, no pushback. I sip my coffee slow, watching her. So, what's your plan this month? I ask, casual, like it's nothing. She frowns. What do you mean? Oh, you know, I shrug. You've been here a while now. I figured you might be thinking about your next steps. Looking for a new place, maybe. She lets out a dramatic groan. Ugh, Liv, I have so much on my plate right now. Moving's the last thing I need to deal with. Plus, it's so expensive. Expensive. I fight the urge to laugh. She could afford it. I know that now. But I keep my face neutral. I get that, I say. But you know, I was thinking maybe it's time for some changes around here. She barely looks up from her phone. What kind of changes? I let the silence stretch, just long enough for a flicker of tension to creep in. Then, same casual tone. Well, starting next month, I think it makes sense for you to start paying rent. She freezes, just for a second, then lets out a breathy laugh. Wait, are you serious? I tilt my head. Yeah, I mean, you've been here 3 years, Sarah, rent-free. I figured it was time. She scoffs. Come on, Liv, we're family. You really expect me to pay rent? I hold my coffee cup just beneath my lips, watching her. Yes. The word lands sharp. She leans back, face twisting between amusement and disbelief. Wow, okay. I mean, I just wasn't expecting you to pull something like this. Something like this. I've let her stay here out of kindness, out of love, and she's laughed at me for it. Now she's acting like I'm the bad guy. I force a light chuckle. It's not really a big deal, Sarah. Just basic rent, nothing crazy. I thought maybe $1,200 a month would be fair. She's got no clue what's coming. Sarah's jaw drops, coffee cup hovering midair. $1,200? That's insane, she says, voice pitching up like I've just asked for her kidney. I raise an eyebrow, leaning against the counter. Not really, it's actually below market rate for this area. You're getting a steal, honestly. She slams her cup down, liquid sloshing over the rim. Are you seriously doing this to me after everything? She snaps, eyes narrowing. I rinse my mug in the sink, calm as ever. Everything? I've let you live here 3 years, Sarah. No rent, no bills. I figured it's time you chipped in. She scoffs, crossing her arms. We're family, Liv. You really expect me to pay rent like some random tenant? I turn to face her, drying my hands on a towel. Yes. The word hangs there, sharp and final. She leans back in her chair, disbelief twisting her face into something almost comical. Wow, okay. I mean, I just wasn't expecting you to pull something like this. Something like this. Like I'm the one being unreasonable. I've given her a free ride out of kindness, out of love, and she's laughed at me behind my back, called me a fool. Now she's acting like I've betrayed her. I force a light chuckle, keeping my tone even. It's not a big deal, Sarah, just basic rent, nothing crazy. $1,200 a month. Fair, right? She shakes her head, setting her coffee down with a sharp clink. Fair? Are you kidding me? I can't believe you're hitting me with this now. Her voice rises, but I don't flinch. I've seen the video, heard her bragging. I know she can afford it. I'm not hitting you with anything, I say, folding the towel neatly. I'm just asking for what's reasonable. You've got a job. You've been here long enough. She stares at me, mouth slightly open, like she's waiting for me to crack, to say I'm joking. I don't. You've really changed, huh? She mutters, almost to herself, but loud enough for me to hear. I tilt my head, meeting her gaze. Maybe. Or maybe I've just stopped letting you walk all over me. That lands harder than I expect. Her nostrils flare, and for a second I see the gears turning. She's scrambling for a way to flip this back on me. But I'm not the pushover she thinks. Look, I add, casual again. I'm giving you a heads up. Plenty of time to get your finances in order before next month. She blinks, still processing, still expecting me to cave like I always have. I won't. I walk past her, leaving the kitchen quiet except for the drip of her spilled coffee. She doesn't know it yet, but this is just the beginning. A few days pass, and Sarah's avoiding me like I've got the plague. Normally, she's all over the house, sprawled on my couch, blasting Netflix, leaving dishes for me to clean. But now she's scarce, slipping in and out like a ghost. I feel her anger simmering, radiating off her in clipped hellos and slammed doors. She's not used to this, not used to me saying no. I've been too soft for too long, and one little shift has her cracking. Good. Let her feel it. Friday night, I'm curled up in the living room with a book when she storms in. No warning, just raw irritation. So, she says, crossing her arms, are you really serious about this rent thing? I look up, unfazed, setting my book down. Yeah, why wouldn't I be? She scoffs, pacing back and forth like a caged animal. I just don't get why you're doing this now after 3 years. It makes no sense. I lean back, meeting her gaze. It makes perfect sense, Sarah. You have a job. You make good money. There's no reason you shouldn't be contributing. Her lips curl, frustration bubbling over. We're family, Liv. Family helps each other. You're really going to treat me like some random tenant? I don't flinch. You're living here like a tenant. Why shouldn't you pay like one? Her nostrils flare again, and I can see her grasping for control. Then, like clockwork, she switches tactics. She sighs, dramatic and heavy, softening her voice. Look, I know I joke around a lot. Maybe I don't always show it, but I appreciate you, okay? I've just been going through a lot. Classic Sarah, the guilt trip. I tilt my head, playing along. A lot? She nods, rubbing her temples like the world's weighing her down. Yeah, work stress, personal stuff, life. I don't talk about it much because I don't want to burden you. I let that sit for a moment, then say, So, you have the money then? She blinks, caught off guard. What? You said it's life stress, not financial, I point out, voice light. So, paying rent shouldn't be an issue, right? Her face twitches, just for a second, before she masks it. I mean, technically, yeah, I could pay it, she admits, waving a hand. But why should I? You don't even need the money, Liv. There it is. She doesn't think she owes me anything. I smile, slow and amused. It's not about whether I need it, Sarah. It's about fairness. She rolls her eyes, bitter laugh escaping. Oh my God, fairness? Are you serious right now? I nod, calm as ever. Dead serious. She's not winning this one, and she knows it. The first of the month rolls in quiet, but Sarah doesn't. She stomps into the kitchen that morning, acting like nothing's changed, pouring coffee, grabbing one of my protein bars, flopping onto the couch with her phone. She's relaxed, smug even, thinking I've backed down, that my rent talk was just a bluff she'd outlasted. She's wrong. At exactly 9 a.m., her phone buzzes. I watch from across the room, sipping my coffee as she frowns at the screen. She taps it, scrolls, then sits up straight. What the hell? She mutters, turning her phone toward me. Liv, I just got an email from some rental management company. What is this? I set my mug down, calm as ever. All right, that's your lease agreement. Her mouth falls open. My what? Lease agreement, I repeat, like it's the most normal thing in the world. Since you said you weren't paying rent, I decided to formalize everything. That email's your rental contract with the property management company I hired? She blinks, scrolling frantically. This, this says my first rent payment's due today. I nod, leaning back. That's right. I figured I'd make it official. She lets out a sharp, bitter laugh. Oh my God, you're insane. I raise an eyebrow, unfazed. No, Sarah, I'm just done being taken advantage of. Her laughter fades, and I see the cracks forming, confidence slipping, mind racing for an out. She flips tactics, softening her voice, pressing a hand to her chest like I've wounded her. Liv, come on, you're my sister. I thought we were supposed to support each other. I don't budge. We are, and for 3 years I supported you completely, without asking for a thing in return. She swallows hard, eyes darting. But I wasn't expecting this. You never gave me a warning. I let out a small laugh. I gave you a full month's notice, Sarah. That's more than fair. Her face twists, anger flaring again. I don't have the money for this right now. I tilt my head, watching her squirm. That's interesting, because last week I heard you on the phone, bragging about buying VIP tickets to that music festival next month. Her mouth snaps shut, color draining from her face. Gotcha. I lean forward slightly. So, you have the money, you just don't want to pay me, she stammers. That's not... I hold up a hand, cutting her off. Look, Sarah, you've got 2 options. You can sign the lease and start paying rent like a normal adult, or you can move out. Simple. Her jaw tightens, seething now, but she knows I mean it. And if I don't do either? She hisses, testing me. I smile, calm and steady. Then, as per the lease terms, you'll get a 14-day notice to vacate. And if you still don't leave, well, I'll have to file for eviction. Her eyes go wide. Eviction? She spits, like the word's an insult. You'd actually do that to me? I would, I say simply, because you did this to yourself. She jumps up, pacing, muttering, I cannot believe you're doing this. I pick up my coffee again, voice cheerful. Believe it. Oh, and if you don't pay by end of day, that 14-day notice hits tomorrow morning. She's got nowhere to run now. Sarah doesn't come home that night, or the next, or the one after that. It's her style. Run away, dodge the mess, hope it fixes itself. I'm not surprised. She's always ducked responsibility, banking on me to clean it up. But I'm not her safety net anymore. I'm her landlord now, and I'm ready. 3 days later, it's late, almost midnight, when the front door creaks open. I'm on the couch, laptop glowing, pretending to work, but I'm waiting. She steps in, heels kicked off hard against the wall, hair messy like she hasn't slept. Her eyes lock on me, and I see it, fury, raw and unfiltered, simmering behind the exhaustion. She drops her purse on the counter with a thud. We need to talk, she says, voice tight. I close my laptop slow, leaning back. I'm listening. She folds her arms, glaring. You really filed the paperwork? I nod, calm as ever. Yes. She lets out a dry laugh, shaking her head. Jesus, Liv, you're seriously evicting me. I raise an eyebrow, meeting her gaze. No, Sarah, I gave you options. You just didn't like them. She steps closer, frustration spilling over. I was gone for 3 days. You didn't even try to talk to me before doing this. I tilt my head, voice steady. Funny, I seem to remember you walking out mid-conversation. Her hands clench into fists. You don't get it. I was figuring things out. Figuring things out, I repeat, smirking. Like how to keep living here for free? She flushes red, opening her mouth to argue, but stops. She knows I've got her. Instead, she switches gears, softening her tone, eyes flickering with something like fear. Look, she says, quieter now. I messed up, okay? I shouldn't have said what I said. I was just venting. I didn't mean it. I don't flinch. Yes, you did. She hesitates, voice faltering. No, You called me an idiot, Sarah. I cut in, sharp but controlled. You laughed about how I was too dumb to kick you out. You bragged about playing me for a fool. She looks away, swallowing hard. I heard it, I continue. I watched you say it. So did Uncle Tom. Her head snaps up, eyes wide. You told him? I laugh, short and dry. He told me. Her mouth opens, but nothing comes out. She's caught, exposed, no lies left to spin. She exhales sharply, pacing again. Okay, I get it, I screwed up. I stay silent, watching her unravel. She stops, staring at me, desperation creeping in. I don't have anywhere to go, Liv. I don't break. I've saved her too many times. I pull up an email on my laptop, scrolling. Actually, I say, that's not true. She frowns. What? I took the liberty of looking into some affordable apartments nearby, I explain, clicking a listing. 3 places within 10 miles, all in your budget. I even talked to a landlord. He'll waive the security deposit if you apply this week. Her jaw tightens, anger flaring again. I can't believe you did that, I shrug. Why wouldn't I? You've got a job. You make good money, remember? She scoffs, shaking her head. You're actually enjoying this, aren't you? I meet her gaze, voice calm. No, Sarah, but I am done being used. She storms off, slamming her bedroom door. She's out of moves, and we both know it. Sarah's quiet the next day, no snarky jabs, no passive-aggressive sighs, just silence as she packs. I catch glimpses of her hauling boxes, stuffing clothes into a suitcase, but she barely looks at me. It's fine. She spent years treating me like a doormat, taking my kindness for granted. Now she's facing the consequences, and it's sinking in. That night, I find her in the living room, half-empty suitcase beside her, staring at nothing. She looks small, almost lost, no trace of the smug sister from the video. I hesitate, then sit across from her, the air heavy between us. Sarah, I say, breaking the silence. She glances up, eyes tired. What? I study her, the tension in her shoulders, the shadows under her eyes. I don't hate you, I say quietly. She snorts, shaking her head. Could have fooled me. I sigh, leaning forward. I just wish things had been different. She frowns, looking down at her hands. Yeah, she mutters, me too. I let the silence stretch, then add, you know, I didn't do this to hurt you. Her jaw tightens. It still feels like you did. I nod slowly, letting that sit. Maybe. But think about it, Sarah. If I hadn't stopped this now, when would you have left? Would you have ever left? Her lips part, but no answer comes. She knows I'm right. She's been comfortable, coasting on my generosity, happy to let it go on forever. If Uncle Tom hadn't sent that video, I'd still be the fool in her game. She exhales, rubbing her temples. I don't know, okay? She trails off, shaking her head. You're smart, Sarah, I say, voice steady. You're capable. You've had the means to take care of yourself for a long time. So why didn't you? She swallows, looking away. Because it was easy, she admits, barely audible. You always made it easy. I sit back, nodding. And that's exactly why I had to stop. She stares at me, a long moment passing, then lets out a quiet laugh. Guess I can't call you an idiot anymore. I smirk, a flicker of warmth breaking through. No, you can't. For the first time in years, we sit there, without manipulation, without lies. Just 2 sisters, raw and real. It's not perfect, but it's something. The next morning, she's gone. No dramatic exit, just a packed suitcase, a closed bedroom door, and a text an hour later. I'm out. Good luck, Liv. I stare at it, locking my phone. I'm not angry, not relieved, just done. The house feels lighter already, like it's mine again. She's on her own now, and maybe that's what she needed all along. A week later, the house is quiet. No slamming doors, no missing groceries, no Sarah sprawling across my space. It's just me, and the silence wraps around like a long overdue hug. I walk through the rooms, footsteps echoing, feeling the weight lift. For years, I let her take up my home, my peace, and I didn't even see it. Now, it's mine again. A knock at the door pulls me back. I open it to Uncle Tom, standing there with a knowing smile. "Well," he says, hands in his pockets. "How's it feel?" I smile back. "Peaceful." He chuckles, stepping inside. "I bet." He glances around, nodding approval. "Looks better already." I laugh, leaning against the counter. "I think so, too." He turns to me, expression softening. "I know that wasn't easy, kid, but you did the right thing." I sigh, folding my arms. "Then why does it still feel weird?" He tilts his head, wise eyes steady on mine. "Because she's your sister." I nod, letting that sink in. "Yeah," I say, voice quiet. "She's my sister." He steps closer, resting a hand on my shoulder. "But that doesn't mean she was good for you. And it damn sure doesn't mean you had to keep letting her use you." I look down, processing his words, then meet his gaze again. "Do you think she'll be okay?" He lets out a slow breath, shrugging. "She'll have to be." He's right. Sarah's been forced to stand on her own, maybe for the first time ever. She can't lean on me anymore, and that's not my burden to carry. I gave her chances, kindness, options. She chose this. That night, I sit on the couch with a glass of wine, staring out the window at the quiet street beyond. The stillness feels new, unfamiliar, but good. For years, I gave and gave, got nothing but manipulation in return. Now, I'm free. I take a sip, smiling to myself. Sarah laughed about playing me for a fool, bragged about how dumb I was. She underestimated me, thought I'd never push back. Now she's learning the hard way. I'm not that sister anymore. The wine's smooth on my tongue, the house silent except for my breathing. Freedom settles in my bones, warm and steady. I've earned this, my space, my peace, my life. She's out there figuring it out, and I'm here, done playing the fool. For the first time in a long time, I feel whole. Here I was, sprawled on my couch in my new apartment, 6 months after I walked out, my phone buzzing like some angry swarm of bees trying to guilt me back into hell. Mom's number flashed, then Dad's, then, oh look, Tyler too, like a bad sitcom rerun I couldn't escape. It was almost funny. Almost. Their names lighting up the screen over and over, a desperate little dance of panic. And I just sat there, arms crossed, watching it vibrate across the coffee table like it might explode if I ignored it long enough. 6 months ago, I thought I'd left for good. No big scene, no yelling, just me grabbing a duffel bag, few clothes, my laptop, and slipping out the door of my parents' house, calm as you please, done, completely done. I didn't slam anything, didn't curse them out, just walked away, figuring that was the end of it. But here they were, blowing up my phone like I owed them my soul all over again. I leaned back, let out a slow breath, felt that dark, satisfying twist in my chest, because this chaos, was proof I'd finally shaken them. They didn't get to me anymore, not like they used to, and yet the buzzing kept going, relentless, a reminder of everything I'd escaped. If you're reading this, you're probably wondering how I got here, how a 29-year-old finance nerd like me ended up with a family that treated me like an ATM with feelings. And trust me, it's a story worth sticking around for. Picture this. Me, Jordan Evans, the good kid who never screwed up, pitted against a brother who could do no wrong and parents who'd guilt you into bankruptcy without blinking. Yeah, that's the mess I climbed out of. So I sat there, phone thrashing like a wild animal, and grinned. Because, for once, I wasn't the one scrambling to fix it. Want to know how it all fell apart? Keep reading, because this is just the start, and I promise, it gets wilder. Okay, let's rewind, because if you're going to get this, you need the full messed up picture of how I grew up. My name's Jordan Evans, 29 now, And back then, I was the kid who never gave my parents a reason to complain, never rebelled, never got in trouble, just kept my head down and did what I was supposed to. Meanwhile, my older brother Tyler, 33 and still a walking disaster, was the golden child, the one who could do no wrong, even when he was wrong every damn day. Picture this. Tyler drops out of college at 20, just finding himself. Mom and dad nod like it's some noble quest. He gets fired from 3 jobs in a row, retail, warehouse, even a cushy office gig, because they don't appreciate his creativity, and they shrug, say, times are tough for everyone. Then at 31, he moves back home, no job, no plan, just flops on the couch like he's earned it, and they're fine with it, cooing over him like he's a lost puppy. Me? I got my first job at 16, flipping burgers after school, saved every penny, put myself through college with scholarships and late-night shifts, graduated with a finance degree, landed a solid job straight out. Did they ever throw me a parade? Nope. Barely a good job, Jordan, because that's just what I did. I was the responsible one, the dependable one, the one who didn't need coddling. Love in our house, it wasn't warm, it wasn't free, it had strings, big fat ones, and I learned early they'd pull them whenever they wanted. Mom, Linda, she'd sigh dramatically when I'd visit. Oh, things have been so hard lately. Her voice all shaky like she was auditioning for a soap opera. And Dad, Mark, he'd toss out these casual little bombs. Tyler's trying so hard, just needs a little more time to get on his feet, like I was supposed to nod and agree. I saw it. I knew what they were doing, planting those seeds of guilt, and I let them. Because what else do you do when it's your family? I never asked them for a dime, not once. Built my whole life from scratch. But guess who did ask? Over and over. Tyler, crashing back home with nothing to show for it. And guess who they expected to step up when their bills started piling up? Me, always me, because I had my shit together, because I wasn't a mess like him. It wasn't outright abuse, I wouldn't call it that, but it was cold, calculated, this slow drip of expectation that I'd carry them all. Tyler could screw up 1,000,000 times, wreck his car, blow his rent money, whatever, and they'd bail him out, pat his head, say he'd figure it out eventually. Me, I'd show up with a paycheck and a plan, and they'd barely look up from their coffee, like it was my job to keep the world spinning. I gritted my teeth through it, told myself it was fine, I could handle it. I was strong, right? But that strength, it came with a price, and they never cared what it cost me. Mom would go on about how family sticks together, Dad would nod like some wise old sage, and Tyler, he'd just sit there smirking, knowing he'd never have to lift a finger. That was my life, year after year, the good kid propping up the golden child and the parents who picked favorites without even hiding it. So, when I say I walked out 6 months ago, you'll get why. It wasn't some random tantrum, it was me finally seeing the game for what it was, and refusing to play anymore. Stick around, because this is where it gets good. Where the guilt trips turn into full-on begging, and I stop being their safety net for good. So there I was, Jordan Evans, 29, working my ass off in finance, pulling long hours, making decent money, and somehow I ended up their personal lifeline, like I'd signed up for it without knowing. It started small, innocent almost. Mom calls, "Oh, Jordan, we're a little short on the electric bill this month," her voice all pitiful. And I'd send a check, no big deal, right? Then it's groceries. "We forgot to shop again. Could you grab a few things?" And I'd show up with bags, because I knew they wouldn't bother otherwise. Then came the mortgage. "Just temporary," Dad said. "We'll figure it out soon." But temporary stretched into every month, this slow, insidious creep until I was covering almost everything. Utilities, food, the damn house payment, everything except their car, while Tyler sat on the couch, controller in hand, racking up high scores like he was doing us all a favor. I never asked them for a dime, built my life from nothing. But there I was, pouring my paycheck into their mess, and they acted like it was normal, like I owed it to them. Mom's sighs got heavier. "Things are so tight lately," she'd say, eyes all watery. And Dad, he'd chime in, Tyler's still looking for something. It's tough out there. As if I hadn't been working since I was a kid. I'd nod, send the money, keep my mouth shut, because family helps each other. That's what they drilled into me, and I bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. Meanwhile, Tyler's over there. 33, no job, no rent, just chilling like a guest in his own home, and I'm the idiot picking up the slack, my bank account bleeding out, while they pretended it was fine. I gritted my teeth, dealt with it, told myself it was temporary, they'd get it together eventually, but months turned into years, and nothing changed. Except me. I got angrier, quieter, this slow burn building up inside. I'd see my savings dip, my weekends vanish into errands for them, and still, they'd look at me like I was supposed to say thank you for the privilege. It wasn't like they demanded it outright, no. They were sneakier. Those little hints, those passive-aggressive jabs. We're just a little short again, until I was their crutch, their ATM, their fix for every dumb choice they made. Tyler never chipped in, not once, just soaked it all up, and I let it happen. Because, what's the alternative? Let them sink. I thought I was being strong, responsible, the good daughter, but really, I was just dumb, letting them tighten that leash bit by bit until I couldn't breathe. That's how it went, until 6 months ago, when it all came crashing down, and I finally snapped. Keep reading, because that's where I stop playing nice and start fighting back. So, after years of playing their game, it all came to a head 6 months ago, a Sunday afternoon when I'd just finished a brutal week at work, my eyes burning from spreadsheets, my bank account still smarting from the latest family assist payment. I stopped by my parents' house like always, arms full of grocery bags because I knew they wouldn't have bothered shopping, and I walked in, expecting the usual quiet chaos. Instead, I got an ambush. Mom, Linda, sitting in the living room, arms crossed, lips pressed into that thin, angry line she saved for when she was about to unload. Tyler sprawled on the couch, tapping his phone like nothing mattered, and Dad, Mark, in the kitchen, shaking his head like I'd already disappointed him. I barely set the bags down, hadn't even said, "Hey," when Mom launched into it. "We need to talk, Jordan," her voice sharp enough to cut glass. And I knew, oh, I knew, this wasn't going to be good. Dad stepped forward, hands in his pockets, all casual like, "We've been talking, and we think it's time you contribute more. You make good money, and it's not fair for us to struggle while you're off living on your own, spending your paycheck however you want." I just blinked, my brain scrambling to process that. Because what? "I already am contributing," I said, keeping my voice steady, but Mom scoffed. "A few bills here and there, that's nothing compared to what we need." Like, I was some stingy kid hoarding allowance. My hands curled into fists at my sides, nails digging in, and I tried to stay calm. "I've been covering the mortgage for 2 years, that's not nothing." But then Tyler rolled his eyes. "Come on, sis, you know they've done a lot for us, it's just money." And I snapped my gaze to him. "Us? I don't see you paying anything." That set Mom off, her face twisting. "Don't talk to your brother like that, he's trying his best." And I let out a laugh, cold and humorless. "Really? Because from where I'm standing, all he's trying to do is set a world record for most hours wasted doing nothing." Dad cut in, voice sharp. "Enough, Jordan. We're asking you to step up. The house is too much for us alone. If you were a good daughter, you'd take responsibility." Something in me broke right then, this jagged final snap, after years of giving them everything, my time, my money, my patience, and it still wasn't enough. I inhaled slow, let it out. "Let me get this straight. You want me to take over the mortgage completely, pay for everything, while Tyler keeps doing nothing, and you don't see anything wrong with that?" Mom's lips thinned. "We just thought, as our daughter, you'd want to help your family." And I shot back, "And what's Tyler? A houseplant." Tyler sat up, glaring. "I hate you." "Dude, I didn't ask for this." And I grabbed my bag. "No, but you sure benefited from it." Mom stood, anger rolling off her. "If you walk out that door, don't bother coming back." And I stared at her, this long, heavy moment, then smiled. "Okay, simple as that." and I walked out. No yelling, no big speech, just done. The air hit my face, cool and sharp, and I felt my shoulders loosen, like I'd been carrying their mess my whole life, and finally dropped it. That was it. The line in the sand, and I wasn't going back, no matter how hard they tried to reel me in. I walked away that day, moved into my own apartment, a small, quiet place that was mine, all mine, and for 6 months I was free, finally free, breathing air that didn't stink of guilt trips and entitlement. I ignored the calls at first, the texts too, let them pile up like junk mail I'd never open. And it felt good, like I'd shed a skin I didn't know was choking me. No more grocery runs, no more late-night transfers to their account, just me, Jordan Evans, 29, living for myself. And I swear, I could have danced on that couch some days. The silence was that sweet. They'd call, Mom's number flashing, Dad's too, even Tyler once or twice. But I'd watch it ring out, smirking, because they didn't own me anymore. Not one bit. Then, today, oh today, it shifted. Dad texted, "Why haven't you paid the mortgage this month?" And I stared at it, this blunt little demand, like I was still their errand girl. I let out a slow exhale, felt something dark and satisfied curl in my chest, because here it was, proof they'd never planned to stand on their own. I typed back, "Oh, I thought I wasn't welcome," hit send, and leaned back, grinning, because that's when my phone exploded. Texts, calls, notifications flooding in like a dam broke. Mom, Dad, Tyler, all at once, this frantic chorus of desperation. I didn't touch it, not right away, just watched it buzz across the table, vibrating like some trapped animal, and I laughed, quiet and sharp, because 6 months of silence, and now this? They'd had me footing their bills for years, and the second I stopped, it was chaos. Beautiful, messy chaos. I sat there, arms crossed, letting it sink in. The freedom, the power. Because for once I wasn't scrambling to fix their mess. Wasn't caving to those tired old pleas. Mom probably typed something furious, Dad something reasonable, Tyler something useless. But I didn't care. Not yet. I was done being their safety net, done letting them leech off me while I worked my ass off. The phone kept going, relentless, and I felt lighter with every ignored ring, like I'd finally cut the last thread tying me to their sinking ship. This wasn't over, not by a long shot, but right then, it felt like a win, a big, bitter, glorious win. Curiosity got me eventually, so I picked up the phone after letting it thrash for a while, scrolled through the mess. Mom's first text, "What's wrong with you? How could you do this to us? The bank called, we're late." Then Dad's, "Jordan, this is serious. We could lose the house. Call me now." And Tyler's gem, "Dude, you know they don't have the money. Are you really letting them lose it to prove a point?" There it was, the guilt trip, right on schedule, like they'd rehearsed it, and I could have replied, could have fired back. But I didn't. Not yet. I leaned back, let them stew, let the panic settle in, because maybe, just maybe, they'd realize I wasn't their fix anymore. 20 minutes later, Dad called. Then Mom, straight, to voicemail both times, and Tyler texted again. "Answer your phone. This isn't funny." But funny's exactly what I found it. Because I'd been pouring money into that house for years, no complaints, and the second I stopped it twice, it all fell apart. So what the hell had they been doing with it? I decided to dig, not argue. Called the bank, put on my best concerned daughter voice. "Hi, I used to handle my parents' mortgage payments. Recently stopped. Just checking the status." And after a few questions, a hold that felt like forever, the rep came back. "Ma'am, the account's been delinquent for nearly 8 months." 8 months. I ran a hand through my hair, suppressing a whistle. 8 months, while I was still sending money, and they weren't paying? "So even when I was contributing, it wasn't going through?" I asked, and she paused. "It appears so, yes." And I hung up, grinning, because, oh, they were screwed and I had them dead to rights. All that cash I'd sent, thousands, and they'd pocketed it, let the mortgage slide, Figured I'd keep bailing them out forever? What a plan, huh? I called Tyler first because he was there. He had to know something. The phone barely rang before he picked up. Jordan, finally, you need to fix this. And I cut in. Hey, quick question. Where'd all the money I sent go? Bank says they haven't gotten a full payment in 8 months. Silence, long and heavy. Then he spluttered, I don't know what you're talking about, and I snorted. Oh, come on, man, you live there. You didn't notice Mom and Dad suddenly flush while I was bleeding dry? He paused again, then huffed. You don't get it. They're our parents. They needed help. And I laughed sharp. Oh, I get it, loud and clear. I got it every month for years. You all lied, pocketed my money, and now you're freaking out because the well's dry. He growled. You're being cruel, and I hit back. No, I'm letting you face the consequences of your own stupidity. Big difference. Before he could reply, Mom called. Screeching the second I answered Crumb. How dare you, Jordan? You know we need help. The bank's threatening us. I kept my voice calm. Oh, like how you needed help while I paid and you didn't bother with the mortgage for 8 months? She sucked in a breath. Don't talk about that. Tyler's struggling. You have no idea. And I laughed again. Struggling? He's been struggling for a decade, Mom. You know who else struggled? Me, keeping a roof over your heads while you lied to my face. Dad grabbed the phone, lower, measured. Jordan, we just need help this month. We're behind. Foreclosure's coming if you don't step in. And I felt that sharp twist, not guilt, anger. Sell the house then, I said, and Mom exploded in the background. We can't sell, this is our family home. I shrugged, even though they couldn't see. Sounds like a personal problem. Dad inhaled. Be reasonable, we just need a little support. And I repeated flat, figure it out like how you figured out how to screw me over for almost a year. And he snapped, enough, you're our daughter, you will help. I smiled, slow and bitter. Looks like you'll have to sort this one without me, and hung up, phone buzzing again instantly. Texts, calls, all furious, all desperate, but I didn't care. They'd played me, and now they were caught, and I was just getting started. The phone kept buzzing after I hung up on Dad, Mom's texts piling in. We need to talk right now. Then Dad's, I can't believe you're doing this after everything we've done for you. And I scoffed, shaking my head, because everything they've done was just a fancy way of saying they'd leaned on me until I broke. I fired back, typing slow and deliberate. Funny, I was thinking the same thing. You keep asking what kind of daughter I am, but I'm the only one paying attention. I'm not the one who stopped paying the mortgage, not the one who ignored it for months. Maybe it's time you deal with your own mess. And hit send, my thumb hovering for a second, savoring it. This wasn't about the house anymore. It was about me taking back what they'd stolen. Years of my life, my peace, and I wasn't letting them guilt me into it again. Dad called almost instantly, and I picked up on the third ring, voice steady. Jordan, this isn't you. We raised you better, he said. Like that line still worked, and I couldn't hold it in. Really? Because all I remember is you being there when it was convenient. Me saving your asses every month while you barely noticed when I needed you. Too busy with your mess? Or Tyler's latest flop? And now I'm ungrateful? He paused, scrambling, and I could hear it, the crack in his voice when he finally said, We're sorry, Jordan. We messed up. But please, we need your help. We won't make it without you. I tapped the armrest, letting that sit, then exhaled. No, Dad, you need to stand on your own. You've lived off me too long. It's not my job to fix your mistakes anymore. And he begged, Please, we'll pay you back. I swear, like I hadn't heard that 100 times. I laughed, short and bitter. Funny, I've been waiting for that payback for years. Where is it, Dad? Where's the thanks for all I've done? He went quiet, then mumbled, Jordan, I'm sorry. You've been more than generous. I took you for granted. But don't let us lose the house. I'm begging you. This is everything. And it hit me. Same old plea, same old trap. But this time, it didn't stick. No, I said, flat and final. You'll figure this out without me. I'm done. and hung up before he could try again, the silence thick and heavy. But good, so good. I'd cut that cord, finally, and it wasn't a win over them. It was freedom, pure and sharp, like I'd clawed my way out of quicksand. Then Mom texted, "You don't understand. You'll regret this. You'll see how far this goes. We need you. Don't ruin everything." And I almost snorted. She still thought I was a tool to wield, not a person who'd had enough. I fired back. "You've had time? I'm done bailing you out. Deal with the mess you made. I'm not your fall guy anymore." And Tyler called right after, voicemail popping up when I let it ring out. I played it, speaker on, his voice low and dramatic. "Sis, you messed up big. Mom's crying. Dad's freaking out. You need to fix this." And I rolled my eyes. Fix this. Like I'd torched their house instead of just stepping away. He kept going. "You're selfish. You think you're proving something, but you're destroying us, I swear, if you don't pay." And I deleted it mid-sentence, done with his empty tough guy act. Because what was he gonna do, sulk harder? Mom called again, and against my better judgment, I answered, her voice shrill. "I hope you're happy, Jordan," the bank called. "We've got days before they take it. How could you?" I held back a yawn. "You mean the home I had no right to be in anymore, that one?" She snapped. "Don't mock me, young lady." And I grinned. "Oh, I dare, Mom. Let's recap. You said leave and don't come back, so I did. And now you're mad I followed orders?" She growled. "That's not the point. This house is everything." And I cut in. "And yet, it's falling apart the second I stop paying. Wild, huh?" She went quiet, then venomous. "We did everything for you, and you walk away when we need you most." And I exhaled slow. "No, I walked away when I realized I was only good as long as I paid your bills." And hung up. Done. Truly done. Their texts still coming. Furious. Pleading. But I was free, and they couldn't touch me anymore. I turned my phone off after that, stretched out on my couch, flipped through some TV channels, and let the silence wash over me. This rare, perfect quiet where I wasn't drowning in their endless demands. It felt good, really good, like I'd finally pried their hands off my throat, and I could breathe, think, live for me, Jordan Evans, not their puppet anymore. The weight was gone, lifted, but something nagged at me. This wasn't over, not even close, because they'd keep clawing, keep begging, and I'd have to hold this line. But right then, I didn't care. I'd done it, cut the cord, forced them to face the mess they'd made, and it felt like a victory, bitter and sweet all at once. So here I am, spilling this out, wondering what you think, because I need to know. Did I go too far, pushing them to sink or swim when I could have tried something else, maybe negotiated, found a middle ground? Or did I finally do the right thing, cutting them off, making them deal with the consequences of their lies and laziness? Tyler included? I've spent years propping them up, bleeding money and sanity, and now I'm free. But part of me wonders if I'll look back and regret it. If they lose that house, and I feel the guilt creep in. I don't think so. Not yet. But I want your take. Tell me, honestly, was I too harsh, or was this the only way to break free? Let me know, because this story's mine. But your thoughts might help me see it clearer.